What's up? Welcome to another episode of Supercar Twins. Thank you guys for tuning in again to yet another episode. In this week's episode, I'm going to treat you guys to a complete boat restoration from beginning to end. This started my addiction for boats, and I felt it was only right considering we're by the water here on this 4th of July weekend, and I feel like boats and cars go hand in hand. So please stay tuned to this video. It's a little lengthy, but it's a complete boat restoration. I completely restored this boat. So stay tuned. Hope you guys enjoy. Thanks again for watching. If you enjoy the video, please make sure you hit that like button. Please also make sure you subscribe. And please also make sure you hit me with any comments. Love to hear from you guys. Again, happy 4th of July weekend, everybody. I hope everyone has a safe and happy 4th of July. Thanks again for tuning in. Peace. So the result of this boat was from a lot of YouTube videos and just seeing how easy it seemed to be. In fact, getting this boat right here in the flesh kind of put some things in perspective for me. At the same time, what the hell was I thinking? So what you're seeing here is the boat finally being brought to the place where I would start the work. However, one of my friends didn't share that same enthusiasm. In fact, he told me as we were pulling off, that thing is gonna sit. I don't take a whole lot of things personal, but that I took personal. And with that, I started my research into this boat. At the same time, I started to get my hands dirty and realized this is gonna be a way bigger project than I expected as the floor was rotted out. I had to rip all of that fiberglass up, and I had to clean up wires, and then I had to take care of the removal of the foam.
This is about 7 hours worth of tearing up this floor. I don't have to replace that section, thank God. This is what we got. We got all the way down back to the bilge. Still got a little bit of fiberglass and plywood to get up over here, the corners and stuff. Started using a circular saw because it was just become a pain in the ass just using a crowbar and a hammer. But I mean, we're making progress. We're making progress. Doesn't look like much right now, but we're getting there.
And the foam removal, don't even get me started on that. That was a pain in the ass.
So today we put in about 4 hours. We got a good amount done today. Finally got all this stuff cleaned up. Still got to clean that rest of those plywood edges up, but I'll do that after I get the foam out. That section again staying. But overall, it's good progress. I unhooked all the wires today, labeled them. That took a little bit. Only wires I did not really move were these controller wires, but looks good. Happy with the progress today.
So once I got all the foam removed, it was time to find a motor. Where else would I go besides Craigslist? You know, I don't even think I should disclose how much I paid for this motor because it was just mind-blowing. And the fact that it was in the condition and shape that it was in, man, luck was on my side.
Hey, you hit it over there again, okay?
Yep.
Let you know.
All right.
Go ahead. Wait. 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 You hitting me.
So once we got the motor up and running, it was time to bring this thing home so that I could get this thing looking presentable. Which took a lot of Bondo, some sanding, and primer.
So today is another day down on the boat. I think we got a total of about 15 hours in between the outboard motor being restored and the boat being restored. Working on removing the foam. And we're almost there. We're almost done. Almost got all of it removed. Just got a little bit of cleanup of the little pieces of foam, and then we're going to start sanding, prepping the surfaces for fiberglass, and then reinforcing in the areas where some of the fiberglass isn't good. And then what we're also going to do is there's one part on the stringer where only a little bit of the wood went bad, so I'm not going to be replacing any stringers. That's just too much work. The guy who had this boat prior, somebody did work on this thing, because the hole underneath the floor is actually not in bad shape. It was just the top surface of plywood, which was just gone. It rotted out completely. I replaced it all. There's 3 planks on the boat, which you'll see in the video. You'll see it posted up now. Of the 3 planks, I only had to replace, well, the 3 sheets of basically plywood, I only had to replace 2. So the front where the seats posts are, I'm not replacing that. That's completely intact, and it's fine. Everything else, we're gonna pretty much make it like Fort Knox. We're gonna basically fiberglass with every little thing I can fiberglass and make sure it's completely waterproof. And then I'm gonna do something a little unorthodox that I haven't really heard of. I'm gonna actually throw some, after I cover the fiberglass and with resin and a gel coat, I'm gonna freaking flex seal it. So I make sure that any water that gets on the surface doesn't really sit on the surface, because that's how I feel. I don't know how this stuff gets penetrated. I really don't. But because from the outside looking in, the surface when I originally got the boat was completely intact. It looked fine, minus a little crack in the floor, which actually turned out to be the rot. But overall, we're making good progress. I'm very happy with the way the boat's going. It's a lot of work. I got more scars on my fingers, all over the place. But as for the love of it, I love it. I love every minute of it, and I'm excited working on it every day. It's been about a month now. It's actually been 3 weeks since I've had this boat, and we're this far ahead. I already got a motor. We already got the boat. It's just really at this point, it's just putting the floor down and paint. And I mean, that's work, but we're getting there. I'm aiming for July, but hey, worst case, August 1st wouldn't be so bad either. As long as you get some time in the water, even in the fall, just a little bit. Not in hurricane season, of course, though, because I live in New Jersey. So, all right, thanks for tuning in. Please subscribe and like. And if you have any comments or any advice, I'm all ears. I'm completely new to this. I'm not an expert. This is something that I've always loved boats. I've always loved being on the water. And Craigslist made it very affordable for me with just a little bit elbow greased. So, if there's any negative comments, cool, I'm not an expert at that. Thanks. Have a good day. 16 hours in, got the carpet up. All of the foam is all pretty much up, with the exception of the small little bit that's left in the corners. I'm gonna get this up. I'm gonna sand as much of it as I can down. That stringer needs to be reinforced. It's not completely rotted. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just make a peanut butter. I'm gonna put another piece of wood on this side of it. Basically, I'm gonna put a whole another piece here. It goes all the way down to there. I'm gonna peanut butter in between every crevice and nook to get rid of any space or any air. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fiberglass over that. Whoever had this boat did a decent job of repairing the stringers. However, he didn't wrap anything in fiberglass at all. So that needs to be done. There's little areas like this that need to be sanded down and refiberglassed. I think I only have, realistically, just this whole area here and here. There's really just that one part there that needs to be done. So if we're really counting, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I'm gonna have to replace the inside of that wall. The fiberglass is running right there, so I have to take care of that. But it's great progress. Every day it's looking like a light at the end of the tunnel, especially since now that I got this floor up. I'll have to say this, and I don't know if I'm being premature, but I'm gonna say that the tearing and demolition of the floor took up the most time, in my opinion. I mean, to replace that carpet's gonna be nothing. I mean, I just gotta measure out what I need. I mean, I have the other carpet for a template as well, so you know that's a plus, which I'm gonna definitely look into. But this is really, this section here, it's not getting removed. I'm just gonna sand that down. I'm gonna cut as much plywood as I can out. I might actually need some of this plywood. It's not in terrible shape, but I might need it to level out the deck, the level. And then I got to figure out a way to get some of these corners down, which won't be a problem. It's just a matter of putting some weight on top of stuff when it's resined up. But it's a good look right now. I got my windshield, I got to recondition. That's going to be something else. I think I'm missing a rubber area there that I got to fix. The steering wheel, I'm replacing. Electronics, I just actually looked at everything for the first time today. I already cut everything and labeled it. I'm not going to need an oil tank because I have a 2-stroke motor, so that's going to be gone. It's actually going to free up some more space, which I'm excited about. And I mean, really, I'm excited to just finish this up. My date to get everything going is July 4th. I think I can pull it off. It's very doable. I just got to put in the work. I got the motor, getting that painted. I mean, really, once this floor is down, it's just a paint job. I'm gonna paint the whole entire boat. It's complete. I mean, look at this. You got cracking. The floor is cracking. I'm gonna have to sand everything down. Refiberglass some areas that need to be refiberglassed. And I'm gonna make it happen. I want to finish this floor in 2 weeks. So that's what I'm giving myself, a timeline of 2 weeks. I want the floor complete before the end of the month. That way in June, I'm literally just painting. But thanks for tuning in. Feel free to like and subscribe. And I will keep you up to date because we are going to be finishing this.
So with a 2-week timeline in mind, I had to get an overdrive with the repairs on the floor. At the same time, I had to get everything prepped with the motor for paint. But I didn't want to go crazy, so I needed to focus on the floor.
Finally here. Finally to the point where I'm going to be able to start fiberglassing. I know you probably see like some foam pieces in there, here and there. Shit just ain't coming up. So what I'm going to do is use a penetrating resin, epoxy resin, which will penetrate that foam, and that'll basically turn it into solid rock, basically, which will actually help with the structure. So that's fine. I had one spot that rotted. Everything else is legit. I'm going to do the same thing, penetrate the epoxy with a piece of wood on the outside of here, and I'm going to peanut butter the inside, and that'll be strong, and I'll leave that outside piece of wood there for support. All these cracks in the middle here, down here, I'm going to fill that in with peanut butter. And we're going to epoxy resin this, and we're going to cover it in 1708 fiberglass, or IX0 fiberglass as well. And then we will be able to put down our marine grade plywood on top of this floor. Now I'm not cutting these little fiberglass edges off. Decided not to. Some of them are actually structurally fine. Some have little cracks here and there, but this is actually fine. That this is in place here because this will assist me with putting the floor down. I just have to make sure that there's no wood underneath it, so that I don't have any issues with anything rotting. I may, depending on, I don't know. Because the plywood I'm going to use is going to be 1/2 inch. So this right here, based on how I'm looking at it, so it's like a 1/4 inch. So someone used 2/4 inch. So I'm getting 1/2 inch plywood, so I can actually get it to the level I need to. So I actually may, to be honest, end up taking, I may not. It depends. I may not. I'll get to that bridge when I cross it. But for now, I sanded off all the paint that would come off with this chip paint. So what we're gonna do here is top side paint, back, top side paint. All that's gonna be white. The floor is gonna be gray. The back portion here, where I plan on doing most of the fishing, I'm gonna actually put a non-skid back here, and probably up to this middle point here, I'm going to stop the carpet, maybe a little further up here, because only people that really need the carpet are the people that are going to be like sitting like right here. And so basically after here, it's just going to be all business with the fishing. So what I've decided to do is no longer paint the boat entirely. What I'm just going to do is paint this cap, the original off-white color. The inside's going to be white, the floor's going to be gray. Any chips and stuff, I'll fix that with Bondo. Like you have small chips here and stuff, I'll fix that with Bondo, paint it, sand it, you know, the whole procedure. And then I got a lot of electrical work to do. Electrical, I gotta clean this windshield, and I gotta get rid of this wood, this faux wood green, whatever the hell this shit is. I need to get rid of it. I don't know what half of it is. Some of it may be horns and stuff, but some of this shit is other lights. So we'll figure it out. And then what I'm gonna do here is I think I'm gonna actually put a some more switches here for some modern stuff. So that's what we're at. That's where we're at. And I need to test this bilge pump to see if I need to buy a new one, which I probably might likely have to. The wiring's all here. I found that. You know, it's all here. So all I gotta do is take it out and then I can test it. The wiring's again right here. I can test the bilge pump. Next time I come, I'm gonna bring a battery. I'll test all the shit out. But I can at least all the stuff I can test. And then I got this big ass fuel tank with fuel in it. It has fuel in it still. Whoever had this boat, look at how big this gas tank is. Half of this thing is filled with fuel. So I'm gonna have to find a way to dispose of this because this is not going in the motor. It's not my motor I just bought. No way. And then carpet. We're gonna be carpeting, starting all the way up there. I ripped out this old orange ugly carpet. It was disgusting. And I vacuumed up whatever was underneath it. There's still some shit there I gotta get, but it's coming together, man. I'm really happy at this point I'm in. I did this all in like 2 weeks. Not even working every day on this. So I'm very proud. So once we get the paint on, I'll be really happy. So all I'm really gonna do is tape everything off the best I can. And I'm really only gonna go over the areas that are fucked. That's it. So that's it. So I'm gonna actually cover this with the camera because I want to show the hull. The hull's in good shape, really good shape. I was actually contemplating painting it because of a couple of small scratches and chips. It ain't worth it. I did a test today with some hull cleaner. And all this little oxidation stuff, that stuff comes right up. I'll be able to get that up. There's some small scratches. I have to touch them up. And then I'll buff the shit out of this thing. It'll be so clean. And then the bottom, I'll put some brand new anti-fouling paint on it so it looks presentable. The whole thing will look nice. And then I have to recup here somehow, somewhere. There's something loose there. That's not really an acceptable thing right there, so it has to be covered up like ASAP or before I even hit the water. So all I'm gonna really be doing is, if I can, rip off whatever I can rip off, because it's bad. It's bad. It don't need to be there. I ripped off pieces of it. So, yeah, I'm gonna have to address this area carefully because, you know, there's gotta be water. And I'll do what I gotta do today. So I have to watch some videos. I ain't an expert. But that's it, that's her. She's gonna be ready she's definitely gonna be ready by July now because I ain't giving myself a whole bunch of things to do. And if one of my best friends, his dad's gonna help me with the motor and hooking it up. I'm probably gonna have to trailer it there, but whatever. All right, day complete. Now it was time to start with the fiberglassing process and getting everything prepped with the floor, as well as getting everything organized and taken care of with the electronics. As you can see, looks like a little bit of chaos. Had a little hard time figuring out the wiring, but we got it sorted out. And we got this steering wheel off, as well as starting the shaping and cutting of the floor and getting everything all prepped, as well as just making sure everything fit nice and tight and snug. Here we are, working on the boat. Got a lot of progress today, and the last couple days actually, since Friday. Got my floor, first layer. This is the second layer right here, because it's the person who had this boat before that whole bit is double layer. Everything fits pretty good. Happy with this. Got everything fitting pretty good. For the small gaps, I'll put some peanut butter in there. I'll make thick peanut butter to put in between that. A really thick one. Between any gaps on this thing. I'm starting to wonder if I should even fix the string underneath, man. But I need to fiberglass everything. But you know, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna fix it. I'm gonna half-pass this shit. We're getting there, man. I'm so happy. Alright, I got some more wood to cut. Today, I guess, I only got the first layer on the sides. The middle, I got both the layers done. So I'm working on this one now. I'm about to cut it out. And that's the update. So now it was time to paint the bilge and get everything ready for fiberglassing. Once I was happy with the dimensions, it's time to get everything screwed in and get those screw holes filled over with putty. And then it was time to get back to work on the motor to get everything ready for final paint and decals. So with the floor, we're finally ready for the fiberglassing, which I was happy to finally start. One thing I will say about this process is it is a time-consuming process, and you do have to worry about a lot of things, such as ventilation, response time of the epoxy, and just making sure everything's correct. And once I was able to get that all sorted out, we drilled some holes so that we could get it filled with foam. Prior to me taking the floor apart, there was foam in there, and I wanted to make sure it was there so the boat was structurally sound. And then it was time to finally get everything finally puttied in and glassed over with marine grade material only. Once I was finally done with that, I could finally start. And it's that time, man. You finished the floor, you get on the boat. So and it's that time. As we have finished the floor, all we got to do is paint. We removed the steering wheel, cleaned up a little bit. It looks a lot better in here now. So now it's time to just get everything together. No more construction. Once everything was completed with the floor and everything was fiberglassed in, it was time to get everything sanded and prepped for paint. Decided to go white. Check me out in this suit. Back to the paint, everything was starting to look very good. Everything was starting to finally come together. I was looking back at when I got the boat and when everything was in complete chaos, and I mean, I had a moment where it was a breath of fresh air to finally be this far into the project. And then I could start with the seats and just getting everything else painted on the boat. I realized over time after cleaning the boat with hull cleaner that some of the stains were not coming up. So I pretty much just decided to paint everything. Only thing that I did not decide to paint was pretty much the actual hull. So here we are. We're done with the interior. I mean, I gotta clamp these down and caulk these, screw those in, caulk them. But the carpet's done for this portion of the cab. All we got to do is this portion in here, which won't be so bad, but we'll get it done. Just not doing it today. Got my new seats in from Cabela's. Got these two-tone joints. They look pretty dope. Looking at them both. You can finally walk in here barefoot, so it's pretty awesome. It's clean in here. And this is the front. And this is sitting down for the first time. This is definitely awesome. I didn't know if I would get to this point or not, but I'm here, and it's awesome. It's definitely awesome. So we were just getting used to everything. The reason why we are on an angle here is because my trailer is nothing's level here. So, but it's done, and once I button it up and get it on the water, I will be getting a video of that. Just gotta put the gas tank, hook the electronics. And cosmetically, she looks A1. Gotta fix some little things here and there. But overall, it's no big deal. I got like paint on some spots. I got lazy not taping up. I'm really not caring. I'm just happy to get this done. Same right here. I mean, all I'm gonna do is just take a marker. If I cannot peel it off, I'll just figure it out. Get some paint remover, we'll move it. We'll get it looking new. But I'm done. Yeah. Very happy. Just buttoning this bad boy up. Gotta put that on. Let's get some pictures. Once everything was completed with the paint and I could finally get everything sorted out with the interior, it was finally time to get all the little details done. I could finally start to focus on other things such as the motor and getting everything sorted out with all the decals and pretty much getting this thing looking like new. Looks nothing like the old motor whatsoever, but I'm very happy with the results. After that, I started to focus back on the boat, getting everything sorted out with the Bimini top, and finally getting some anti-fouling paint on the bottom to finally give this boat a completed look. And once that was all complete, it was finally time to get done with the electronics, which I will give a big shout out to Big Mike and Little Mike for their help. And then it was time to get this thing on the water. And another big shout out goes out to my dad, who flew out from Oklahoma to basically get this boat up and running. He's the main reason why this thing was able to get in the water. This is f***ing awesome. So for all of you guys that have been staying tuned to the channel, I want to make sure you guys follow the Perfected Podcast. It's my buddy's channel, my best friend, my family, my ace. Hey, I will put the link and all the information in the description. Please make sure y'all go and support. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Supercar Twins. If you enjoyed this episode, please comment, like, and subscribe. See you guys on the next episode.